my name is Ali Dutton, and I researched the 1974 Bangladesh flood. So, to start, despite having regular floods in Bangladesh, the 1974 flood was completely unprecedented. So, unlike most floods, which flood large parts of the land for several days or weeks between July and August every year, the 1974 flood began in June and lasted until October. So the primary cause was usually intense monsoon rains. So these are seasonal storms that occurred from June to September. There are also seasonal Bay of Bengal cyclones, so again contributing to excess rainfall and storm surges. So the combination of these weather patterns led to severe flooding across vast low-lying areas, which were worsened by snowmelt from the Himalayas as well. So the flood affected approximately 30 million people across a vast region. The flooding lasted several weeks, some months. There was significant infrastructure damage and long-term economic losses. Climate change is expected to increase both the frequency and intensity of flooding events due to rising sea levels and more intense rainfall. Deforestation and urbanization have reduced the natural drainage capacity of the region, increasing flood risks. There were devastating societal and economic impacts. So again, approximately 30 million people were affected. A lot of people scattered and left the area as well. Lives were changed dramatically. People didn't have homes. They didn't have places to get food. They didn't have access to clean water. The economic cost was substantial, with billions of dollars in losses, particularly in agriculture. So this led to food shortages and long-term economic challenges for residents. Additionally, contaminated water supplies resulted in health crises, including waterborne diseases. So after the flood, there was an effort made to become more educated and more aware for the future. So many communities now engaged in disaster preparedness planning. They established evacuation routes and emergency supplies. There were regulations regarding building codes and land use in more flood-prone areas. Like I said before, too, some people stayed in the area. That is their home after all. However, a good chunk of people left because the same areas in Bangladesh kept flooding. So in the future, there's the 1984 Bangladesh flood, so that would happen soon. This is going to be the worst monsoon since this 1974 flood. So these are my sources, but ultimately the flooding of the 1974 Bangladesh floods disrupted the lives of millions and left a lasting impact on the nation's infrastructure, its economy, social fabric, and it promoted a need for improved disaster preparedness and a response measure. Thank you guys.